first part of a series talking about 14 or 15 different aspects of love, some characteristics of that, and how those can have a very significant and important impact on relationships. So the first one I want to talk about is that love is patient. And anyone that's been in a relationship knows that whoever you're dating, whoever you're married to, does things that just annoys you, right? But when we show love to them, and even to ourselves, there's an aspect of being patient. That recognizing that they're doing the best they can, we're doing the best we can. They're not perfect, we're not perfect. So as they're working to do the best they can, to be patient with them through that process. The second thing is that love is kind. And not just doing kind or nice things for the other person, but also being intentional with how do we talk, how do we interact with the other person. Are we being as gracious and generous as we can be with them? The next one is love does not envy. When two people are together, a lot of times one person's really good at something and the other's not so good at it. And the opposite is also true. The person who's not so good is also really good at something else that the first person isn't as good at. And when that comes together well, it's phenomenal, right? Because both people can help and support each other to an even better job at life. They can be incredibly effective in what they do. But when there's some envy, when you get a little bit jealous of what the other person can do, well, doesn't that get in the way then? You might want to kind of sabotage that, or you feel a little bit threatened, you might become a little bit irritable or what have you. But if instead you're thrilled, you're happy that they can do something that you can't, awesome, support them with that. Let the relationship benefit. Don't be envious. The fourth thing about love is that it does not boast. And this is kind of going with love does not envy. But we all do things that we're really good at. And we all have success in life. But what we're good at and our success isn't always what our partner's good at or what they can succeed at. Yeah, celebrate the wins together. You need that. But when you celebrate, when something awesome happens, be careful that the way that you celebrate builds up the relationship together. And, chances are when you're in a relationship long enough, you start getting more and more wins, in part as a result of the help that the other person has for you, that they're helping you get more and more wins. So they probably had a part in what you might want to boast about. So why not share that win with them? Share with them how they helped you and build them up as well. Don't make the win just, hey, I did, but look at what we did together. Point 5, love is not proud. Same thing. There's things that you can do better than your partner, absolutely. But you know what? There's things that you do that your partner probably says, why do you even try? You're horrible at that. And they're probably right. It's having a level of humility that we're not always right. In fact, a lot of times we can just be wrong. So having the humility to admit when we are wrong and to be upfront with that if we are right, not to gloat. Going back to number 4, love does not boast, not to hold it over someone that you were right, but instead, don't be proud. If you mess up, go to your partner, apologize. Show that humility and talk through how we can both move forward through that. This ties into number 6, that love does not dishonor the other person. Look, especially when you're in a long-term relationship with someone, you get to know what they're really good at, but also what they're really bad at, right? And it can be very tempting to want to criticize them, right? Or if you're not sure what to do in the relationship, going to your friends and seeking some advice. But with it, how often does asking for help turn into just kind of complaining about them or bad mouthing them? That can dishonor them. That can put a gap between you and them, because then you're not just seeing the positives, you're seeing all of these negatives as well. And if they find out, I mean, how devastating could that be to them that you were talking negatively about them behind their back? So don't dishonor them. If you need help, seek out some godly advice, right? Seek out wise people to help you in that relationship. But do so more, hey, here's what I've been trying. Here's what didn't work. What can I do different? That's very different than a laundry list of things your partner did not do well. Look for ways to honor and to build up your partner, not to tear them down. And number 7, love is not self-seeking. And this doesn't mean that you give up all of your friends, all of your hobbies for your partner. No, that's not healthy. But it does mean that we don't always look for our own way. In fact, I want to encourage you to do the opposite, to look for ways that you can build up the other person. What are their needs? How can you meet what they need first before you look to have your needs met? And that doesn't mean that your needs will never be met, because as you fill them up, as their needs are being met, they're going to want to meet your needs as well. And especially over time, they're going to start finding ways to meet your needs as well. So don't first look to have your needs met, but instead look for ways that you can meet their needs and build. So the 7 aspects for tonight is that love is patient, kind, does not envy, does not boast, it's not proud, can't count, is not proud, does not dishonor, and is not self-seeking.